When the public calls and we're not able to supply services appropriately to the client who they're calling about, oftentimes it's a lot of frustration on the person calling's part. They take that frustration out on us a lot of times. I've been told that I'm a waste of taxpayer services. I've been asked what I'm even good for. And what's frustrating about that specifically is it's not me personally who's choosing not to take the person. I would love to take the person. I would love to take them to a shelter. I'd love to get them off the streets. I'd love to get them care, but the problem is that care oftentimes just doesn't exist.
The story of community paramedicine in San Francisco is a story that is writing itself. It's a powerful idea. The idea is we want to get individuals to the appropriate system of care. The emergency system of care is our nation's catch-all. We serve everybody. We never say no. We always respond. But the number one tool is to transport someone to an emergency room.
For the past 2 years, I've been meeting with members of the Community Paramedicine Division in the San Francisco Fire Department and my colleagues at San Jose State University weekly to talk about what we're learning, to try to come to a mutual understanding of ways that we can strengthen the community paramedicine program and the street crisis response teams and other response teams that operate in San Francisco.
We heard so many stories of people really wanting to impact positively the community of San Francisco, particularly the unhoused community that they serve. But we also heard about the distress at trying to serve clients with not enough resources available to serve them, not enough beds, not enough on a daily basis.
Participatory action research is a way of doing research collaboratively that recognizes and holds as equal the knowledge that community partners bring to the table along with academic knowledge. It also is oriented towards action and doing things around the challenges that are in the real world.
Paramedics and first responders are firsthand witnesses to the system failures we see every day here, not just in San Francisco, but across the nation. Whether this means someone who is cold and shivering in the middle of the night that can't access shelter, or someone that they've seen 10 times in the past 2 weeks who continues to cycle in and out of our EDs.
Through our collaboration, we've learned about some of the challenges that our community paramedics face in San Francisco. We're asking them to go into some of the most challenging circumstances, and we don't provide them with all the best tools. They are asked to provide trauma-informed care, but to stay on the clock like a first responder, move on, get to the next scene, deal with the next crisis.
It gives them a feeling of hopelessness. It makes them feel helpless, and eventually it all starts to pile up, and you see it in their work. They are frustrated and angry that they're not able to get effective outcomes for the people that they're working for, and they know that these are the right things to do, but there's no way for them to do the right thing.
Moral injury is when someone is either perpetrating, witnessing, or unable to prevent an action that deeply violates their beliefs. They are in a position where they know that something terrible is happening that goes against every bone in their body, but they can't stop it. The framework that we're using to talk about moral injury is to think about it as a spectrum of harm. The work itself comes with moral distress and moral dilemmas. There's no way that we can erase those from the practice of community paramedicine, but what we can do is we can help provide people with tools to handle the distress in more positive ways, to create workplace conditions so that when someone's experiencing distress, it doesn't lead to an injury.
Putting a name and calling it moral injury, I think, is really helpful and impactful for me because I'm able to see how real it is and how it does affect me and affect my colleagues in our work and also in our personal lives.
With the support of the National Science Foundation, we're going to build an intervention to treat moral injury and enhance equity that can be used not only in San Francisco in the Community Paramedicine Division, but scaled up into the state of California and to cities throughout the country.